Good
Morning.
morning. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Little bit of a crook neck, but I'm okay, thank you.
I will leave you to explain why you've got a crook neck to everybody this morning. Robert has a little story for you. So that's good. So anyway, lovely to see you today. It's the weather I like out there, which is a bit wet and miserable, but I like that. I know Robert likes the sun, so wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely day so far. Welcome to Gogglefrogs episode
76.
76. Wow. Well, do you know what? When we're talking about 76, I bet by the time we get to retire, it's still not retirement age. I bet it'll be about 89 by the time we retire, so we'll never retire.
I bloody hope not.
So anyway, this is our 16th week. We're going into week 16 now. So when shutdown happened all that time ago, we set up this online knit and natter, and we have made some wonderful new friends, and we've also kept in touch with some of our wonderful friends. So whether you're watching live or on replay, a huge welcome and great to have you with us. So I hope you've got a cup of tea. So I've got a cup of tea. Have you got tea or coffee, Robert?
I've got tea.
How did that happen?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, how did that happen?
You've pressed the wrong email, Marion.
Obviously, I'll go back. It's also why I went and got dressed, isn't it? Otherwise, it could have been extremely embarrassing.
You are allowed to stay.
Yeah, you can stay if you want.
I just clicked on the latest email I had. It said 15 minutes to go.
Oh, dear.
And the one thing that you can guarantee with Gogglefrogs, there will be technical glitches.
It's a good job today's musical interlude isn't should she stay or should she go?
Oh, that is so funny. That is
Holly's
so
come up to join us now. Oh, dear me.
Ollie! Ollie!
Oh, here we go. Look. Oh, no, there he is. I don't.
Ollie!
Oh, dear me. Oh, I'm happy to go if you.
You can stay, it's fine.
That's the email you've got. So just to explain, because some people may not know, Marion was live with us 2 days ago. Live with me 2 days ago. So she's got ready to watch Gogglefrogs and then suddenly saw her face on Gogglefrogs. So, which is why she said, how did that happen? So anyway, a huge welcome. It's lovely to have you with us. As ever.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is funny. So and I'm just
At least I've got my normal cup of tea instead of a gin and tonic at this time in the morning.
well, probably it would have worked just as well with the gin. Right, I've used that one. Have I used that one?
Right, ladies, while you're composing yourselves, I'm going to do today's musical interlude and then we'll say good mornings afterwards. So, Angela, as we were talking about beforehand, we are on week 16. Oh, and episode 76. So we've had some suggestions for 76 trombones. Unfortunately, I didn't think of that. And because it is week 16, I've got something around 16. So if you put yourself on mute. Sorry?
trying to guess. Happy birthday, sweet 16, but I bet it's not that one. Going on whatever sound of music.
So put yourselves on mute and then we'll.
Well, you're such a baby.
I'm 16.
Well, you're such a baby.
I'm 16. What's such a baby about that?
Oh, me. I might have guessed it'd be me.
Oh. Oh,
As soon as I realised it was week 16 today and I could be here, I thought, got to play it. And for those of you that were watching whilst the video was playing, I am backwards knitting. Because the first stitch I did, I got carried away with the singing and did it wrong.
is that backwards knitting or is that frogging?
We'll go with backwards knitting. About 30 stitches. Marion, you're still on mute. Right, so that film is 55 years old.
Is it?
Yeah, 1st of April 1965 it was released.
Really?
It
And
really
you know what?
is.
I've never seen it. I've never seen the film.
Have you not?
No.
And just to kind of scare people, look at that.
Oh,
That
wow.
was like 2 years ago when they had a reunion.
Julie Andrews is still with us as well, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh, she's aged so gracefully, though, hasn't she?
Yeah.
But I was so surprised when I saw these kids. And the youngest one here, the one in the middle, he only ever did that film. It was his only acting role ever.
Oh.
Didn't like it, so decided not to do it.
Oh.
So, right. Should we go back to normal?
I may have to watch that.
It's definitely worth it. I really, really love that film. There's so many songs in that I really like.
I have been to where it was filmed.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. So I've been to Salzburg. Yeah. So I've been all around there. So I sort of arrived and was told Sound of Music that I really. So it would be really nice to go and see and recognise where I visited. Yeah. And I know I had one of the best desserts ever over there.
Right. Unfrogged.
Yeah, on frog. That's brilliant. Well done.
Contract now. Right. So let's say some good mornings. So we have, let's go from the bottom. Sally. Morning, Sally.
Morning.
Safia. Morning, Safi.
Morning.
We have Marion. Good morning, Marion.
Morning.
We have the other Marion. We sorry. Lindy. Morning, Lindy. Linda. Good morning, Linda.
Morning.
Judy. Good morning, Judy.
Good morning.
Jackie. Good morning, Jackie. We have Georgie. Morning, Georgie.
Morning.
Evelyn. Good morning, Evelyn.
Morning.
Deborah. Morning, Deborah.
Good morning.
David. Good morning, David.
Morning.
And Brigitte. Good morning, Brigitte.
Good morning.
Right. So let's catch up on chat. Lindy. Good morning, everyone. Judy. Morning, all. Jackie. Morning, Pete. Whilst working. I hope we're not too much of a distraction. Georgie says morning. Deborah says good morning, Angela and Robert. This was before you appeared, Marion. Brigitte says morning, Peeps. A bit late. You weren't late, Brigitte. You were perfectly on time. Linda says morning, everyone. Nice to see you both. Sally says hello again. Deborah says, and of course everyone else. Linda says musical interlude suggestion 76 trombones. And then lots of laughing faces because Marion appeared. Brigitte says, you crack me up, Marion. Jackie says, I think Marion is losing the plot. Lindy says,
You're right there.
These interloopers. Safia says, morning all. Linda says, morning, Marion. Jackie says, Sound of Music, one of my favourite films. Goodness knows how many times I've seen it. I've seen it so many times, I repeat it word for word, note for note, song for song, and don't miss a beat. There we go. Brigitte says, no telling how often I've seen that film and still cry when they sing Edelweiss. Beginning Edelweiss or end Edelweiss or both? My absolute favourite song from that is, or two songs, How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria and Lonely Goat Herd. Lonely Goat Herd, I think, is hilarious. Lindy says, my husband always runs away whenever the film comes on, prefers to do something as miserable as the washing up. Not sure some of the sentiments of this bit would pass muster with diehard feminists today. No, and I thought that as it was playing, I thought this is totally inappropriate in today's world, but hey, it's 55 years old. There we go.
What's inappropriate in this world?
The fact that a woman has to depend on a man.
Oh, sorry. Right, okay.
And for a 16-year-old, she was really quite adult.
Yes. I think she was like 19 or 20 when she filmed it.
Yeah.
It always bugs me when they think that people can get away with, you know, being adults playing children, or being a lot older and playing a lot younger a person.
Definitely.
So Linda says, how beautifully innocent. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Judy says, at Lindy, my feminist thoughts exactly. Lindy says, hadn't realised the film was so old. David says, morning everyone. Hope you've all got brollies ready for this horrible weather. Oh, I hope it doesn't rain too much. I'm going out later. Going to have my new frames tested before they fit my lenses.
Ooh, exciting.
But because they're a custom-made pair of frames, they want to check that they're right before they send them away to have the lenses fitted. Because once the lenses are fitted, they can't send the frames back.
Yeah.
So, and I think you're going to like them. I really, really, really like them. I fell in love with them as soon as I saw them, and they're completely different to what I would normally. Well, I say what I would normally have. They're still rimless glasses because I hate having frames, but the sides are just very, very different.
Oh wow.
Right. So Jackie says, same age as me, minus a couple of months.
Oh.
And then she says, what, Angela, you've never seen the film? Georgie says, that was lovely. Angela, you need to see the movie. Brigitte says, I went to see this film in Leeds when I was on holiday again with my lovely host family in 1965.
Oh, wow.
Sally says, Robert, you always amaze me when I see you singing along with the songs. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yes, I was actually singing that time. I wasn't miming. Brigitte says, at Linda, I suggested 76 trombones to Robert this morning too. Thought of it as I looked at the calendar. And then she says, and the film was set in a time before the film was made. Yes. So, that's a very good point, actually, when we talk about the feminist thing. So, although it was made in 1965, it was actually set in the Second World War, wasn't it? So, 1936, 37, I think, is when it was set. Because I think it was before the proper war started.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
That'll be interesting. Oh, getting an itchy nose today.
That means you're going to sneeze.
I'll try and remember to put me on mute.
Deborah says, frogging again. It always seems to me that the simpler the pattern, more often I need to frog.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. It's so blinking annoying, isn't it? The simplest things. Right, let's get rid of this one. What have I got here? Oh, this is soft peach. I'd have thought that was pink, but it's down as soft peach.
It looks lovely though, whatever colour they call it, Angela.
Ah, thank you. We're doing a slightly two-tone on this one.
Well,
Robert, guess what this is going to be. And you might guess what it's going to be, but you will never guess what the end result is going to be, ever.
It's not going to be a pair of those shorts that they've been showing up on recently on various knitting groups.
No, I think I'll spare him.
Look on Robert's face.
And it's not a mankini, it's fine.
And it's not a cake.
I was going to say, as much as I love you, you would never, ever, ever get me in it.
I know. I'd never do that to you, ever.
No. I don't know who came up with such a appalling concept. Was it Claire that said that they were worn at sort of events?
Festivals. Yeah, they were. I think a lot of these items are, let's create something funny and festival-like, so they fit into the environment because everybody wants to be wowed and humorously shocked.
Yes.
So,
and maybe even just to make people smile.
Yeah.
David suggested it was something worse.
But
I'm not reading it.
Well.
Oh.
He's sort of agreed with me. It'd be made into short.
So David has suggested...
no, I have seen David's previous comment. Yeah. No, I don't think I'd go that far. No.
Lindy has said that's a wicked idea for the secret project, Marion. And David says, but Marion beat me to it by asking about shorts.
Right. I'll go with the shorts, David, but not your first idea. No. Mm-hmm.
Robert doesn't play cricket, so we're fine.
And there wouldn't be the support in the crochet.
I always thought that's what they were for cricket.
Yeah, they are. Aren't they?
There must be Marion, we must be of an age where it's got another meaning.
Yes.
Yeah. So there used to be, I'm going to say it, jock straps. They used to be for cricketers, and they used to put a hard plastic covering to protect them from when they were bowling.
Or, well, didn't footballers and rugby players and all sportsmen wear them as well?
I don't know. So, but
they are a sporting item, but I thought they were mostly American football that wore it, because they can't. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
you know we're all going to be going on to Wiki after this now. Oh dear.
See what you've done, David.
But if you go back in history, look what the men wore in the 17th century.
I don't know.
Go and look at some costumes from the period. And I'm not saying any more about that.
Oh.
Right, Gita says it was shortly after the annex of Austria, as Captain von Trapp was supposed to join the army in preparation for the start of the war. So, yeah, 36-ish is when it's set. And then that was very much a women do as they're told era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very different to today. Very different.
We were meant to know our place.
Lindy,
actually, there were several who went off and did and paved the way, including, I can't remember the name of them, but there were a lot. Actually, was that the First World War or the Second? I don't know. But they all had fur coats. They were all aristocrats or very wealthy women, and they went over to drive the ambulances. So they were very different.
That was the First World War, Angela.
Was it? Yes, that was the First World War. So we had some very, very forthright young ladies who thought tosh to all of this.
So Lindy says Henry VIII major portrait for a codpiece extravaganza. Safia says yes, they did over their tights a codpiece, and Linda says Marion means a codpiece.
Perhaps I shouldn't have joined after all.
Which brings me on to the young ones. And there is an episode of the young ones where there's a headless ghost who turns round to the body that he's supposed to be part of and calls it a codpiece face. And he says, "You what?" I said, "Codpiece face." And then it goes into The Damned. So anyway, it's quite an amusing little episode. So if you want to watch the young ones, watch that one where they do say codpiece face.
David says, sorry, he seems to have lowered the tone. Absolutely not, David. I would say there's very few topics that we would say are off limits. I'm just not going to show pictures of crocheted or knitted jockstraps, I'm afraid.
No.
If you're curious, look on Ravelry. There's quite a few on there.
You're joking.
No. And if you're going to go and look, be warned, there are some not on models, and there are quite a few on models on Ravelry.
Oh.
Well,
I've made them. I've absolutely stunned them to silence. Wow. Oh dear.
It's not quite what I would call knitting porn, though. You know, when you just think, I like my whole thing is about seeing a beautiful stash of stuff. So anyway, we were going to show something today, weren't we?
Right. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. You've just like completely blown my mind now.
How did we get from the sound of music to where we are now? It's what happened.
And who'd have thought that within a space of like 2 or 3 minutes, I've stunned you both to silence, and then you stunned me to silence by saying something completely innocent, but unfortunately is not innocent because it does actually exist, Angela. And I'm going to stop there.
Right, okay. I have no idea.
I missed that.
Oh.
Right. So David says lots of patterns for them on Pinterest too. Brigitte says that's the first. Robert Safia says we are all checking Ravelry. Lindy says Marion looks absolutely stunned by the revelation of Ravelry posts. Oh, dear.
I'm right. Incredibly innocent. No.
Jackie says she missed that about Ravelry. I'm not going over it again. Please just watch the replay.
Jackie, I'll tell you Saturday afternoon when we have a private chat.
Oh
You're
dear.
too young.
Right, some other people have joined. Good morning, Anne.
Hello.
Denise. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning.
Louise. Good morning, Louise.
Good morning.
And Tracy. Good morning, Tracy.
Hello there.
Last night's lovely show, we spoke very briefly, about this company.
Yeah.
Woolly Mama Yarns. So Angela had a look at their website, and here we are.
And there's nothing left in the sale, peeps. I've already looked.
You bought it all, Angela?
No, I only looked this morning. But the colours look beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are, but that is lovely.
Stock yarn.
Good Lord, the advent calendar for this year is already sold out.
No, it's because it's Christmas in July or something like that.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh.
It's not because it is this year's actual advent calendar. It does say Christmas in the tropics or winter in the tropics.
Okay.
Ah.
There we go. I'm sure we've seen these somewhere before because I recognise the popping candy name. And I'm sure we've had Beetlejuice before. But
Could
look
they
at
have been on the online wool show?
or possibly.
Because it was the socks, wasn't it? That somebody's nicked.
Oh, look at that YOLO.
That is so subtle and beautiful.
It is. They also do a range of DKs, which I'll show in a minute. Mutant Mermaid. What a name.
Where do they think up all these wonderful, wonderful names from?
Oh, look at that Rainbow Tropicana.
Is that what the socks were in?
I'm not sure. Looks lovely though. And I've just spotted. Guess what I've just spotted? Look,
Orange.
Gogglefrogs. Look at that. Although I think we'd want a bit more black in ours if we ever made our own wool.
We would.
And I think the yellow would need to pop a bit more, but
Yeah.
it's a good place to start. Hi ho, silver lining. Oh, look at that.
That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love those.
Wow. Sold out, but brilliant nonetheless. Right, let's look at the DK. Oh, look, there it is in DK.
Oh.
That's actually not a bad price for how much you get on it.
Yeah, 225 meters. Really good.
Mm.
Have you seen the purple underneath?
Which one, the grape or the Beetlejuice?
Which one, Jackie?
Beetlejuice.
That's a stunning colour.
That's lovely.
Jackie's come back with both.
Not surprised. Oh,
Did you see the latest Shandy ones that sort of, I think they call it aquamarine. It is purples and green. Oh, it's gorgeous. You've got to just go and have a look. I can't describe it.
I will take a look.
Oh, look at that one. Oh, Jackie. Really dark purples and pinks.
That's stunning.
That is. I really like that. So there we go, folks. So that's Woolly Mama Yarns.
Jackie said that she loves that.
Right. Denise says hi. Lindy says those yarns are really stunning. Definitely could make a statement with those. Yes, you could. Safi says a few of the Dyer's advent calendars are already sold out. Brigitte says I think they're on the Real Monty. Woolly Mama Yarns looks beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go. I have a hair appointment at 11 a.m. I'm so excited. Oh, wow. Enjoy, Georgie.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Jackie says both. Siobhan, Safia says Siobhan crafts dye to order and only charges £15 for our 100 gram skein. Okay. Jackie says all of that. Deborah says beautiful yarns. Sorry, I must just. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Do you need me to do anything?
No, it's fine. I just remembered something.
It's all right. That's why I have these things everywhere. Just so that I can get everything sorted afterwards.
I've just remembered it's Thursday. Sorry, I just needed to do something.
Okay.
Something I have to do every Thursday. Right. So I'm just going to refresh the Facebook page. And then I think we're good to show that. Let's have a quick look. Right, so I've posted Freehand Thursday. Show us something you did with no pattern, just an idea. So we have Claire, who has, I remember Claire doing this. This is a rainbow granny shawl that she made. And she bought 3 sets of rainbow yarns, and that's how it has done the striping, which I really, really like.
It's lovely. It's so long as well.
Yeah, and what I love is the fact that she started at the top, gone to this white, and then reversed it back to this pink, and then reversed it again. So it just looks lovely. Really, really like that. Then we have, and I'm being careful with my scrolling here for a reason, because I think we started something that we may want to finish. Right, so Fran has posted Ruby Rainbow Scarf, 3 balls of West Yorkshire Spinners. Aaron, it's a long one. I bet it is. That looks gorgeous. I really like that.
I'm gobsmacked.
Yeah, I've never knitted in Aran before. I bought my first Aran wool a few weeks ago to do something with. So that'll be interesting. But that looks beautiful. I really, really like that. I love the colorways, and I love the way you fringed it as well. Gorgeous. Right. So we seem to have started something, because we've now got dolly knickers.
Oh dear. They're very cute though.
They are, yes, completely agree. But
I have no idea what's going to go into the chat or the group soon.
Right, Georgie has posted a shawl from Dana Knits, which looks lovely. I love the leafy points.
Oh,
It's gorgeous. And it's forever free. Lindy says, to answer Robert's question from last night, my tangerine and cream shawl is 40 inches, just over 100 centimetres in diameter. And she's just decided to frog 15 rows of a corner-to-corner crochet. The fabric was coming out too dense, so she's going to redo it with a larger hook, 8mm, rather than the yarn recommendation of 6mm, getting a much better drape this way. Yes, I can get that. So with this yarn I'm doing at the moment, it said anything from 2.5 to 4mm needles, and when you do a kind of a 3.5 or above on it, it's just too loose. But then again, I suppose it depends on what you're trying to do with it, and what if you're following a proper pattern, whereas I'm not.
Well, I think I've found where I've gone wrong with my aunt's cardigan, and I've got to frog the whole, well, about 2/3 of the left front.
oh,
Luckily, though, it's the easy bit, it's not the pattern bit. I don't think I read the pattern right. I missed the decrease.
And then last night, Deborah thought she'd posted this, but it has now appeared. Work in Progress Wednesday, which I was meant to post yesterday. My signature baby blanket for grandchild number 7, which we've just found out is due on the 1st of January 2021. Using lovely soft cream merino as daughter and son-in-law are not finding out baby sex, has given us all a boost in these strange times.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
I've just had a thought, Angela.
What?
I'll stop sharing for a second. I've just had a thought because she mentioned the 1st of January. If we're still going in January, you do know what that means, don't you?
No?
We may possibly be able to have our first group Gogglefrogs transmission from Sheringham. How exciting is that?
That's going to be amazing.
It is, yeah. Don't
We
worry,
can-
friends, you won't be on camera. It'll just be nice to be in the same room while we're presenting to anybody who's not at Sheringham. So, because that would be the Saturday morning, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yes.
I hadn't thought about that. Oh, that's amazing.
So, and actually, I think I'll make that the agenda for Saturday morning is 10 till 11 will be group Knitter Natter whilst Gogglefrogs is broadcasting.
Yay!
Right, I don't think there was anything else in the Facebook page that was new. If there was, speak now and I'll find it. Oops. Marion, apparently you're treating yourself to the Stephen West shawl.
Pattern, yes, I am. I did think I'd treat myself to the kit until I saw the price.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I would say just get the pattern and then convert it into whichever yarn.
Yeah, I rather thought I might use the Style Craft as they've got such a range of colours. Because you can do it in any yarn weight.
Yes. And I would imagine if you do it in something like a double knit, that size of shawl is going to be quite heavy.
I think it says it comes up at 96 inches, which is how many feet? 8? No, 8 feet.
I think. Hang on.
Yeah, 8 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 feet.
That's enormous.
Yeah, so I think you'd want like a sock yarn or something on that, not a double knit.
Yeah, but it's getting the colour range in sock knit.
Well, he's a great one for saying use what's in your stash.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking of using Stylecraft, because I've got a lot of Stylecraft DK left over from my Janie Crow blanket, and then I wouldn't have to buy so much. And then if I really, really like it and I want to do it again, perhaps then I'll splash out from one of his kits.
Yeah, his stuff does look exceptional.
I think that one of his kits works out at £200.
Yeah. I think it's because they're so, like you said, it's 8 feet long, which is huge.
Yeah.
So they tend to be double the size of a lot of shawls.
I think it's something I would need to take away with me, maybe on a ship somewhere.
Well, I think that will be as soon as you're. When are you hoping to go away, Marion?
November.
Wow.
For 4 weeks.
You're going away for 4 weeks?
Hope to.
Oh, wow.
Down to
You'll
the Ned,
definitely have
to
the
Southampton,
then.
across to Bruges, back to Southampton, and down to the Canaries.
Ah, you might be in Bruges when I'm there then.
Yeah. That would be good.
So just thinking about that shawl, Marion, there was one that we showed last night, which was only in 3 colours. So could you not just do it as simple as that, or would you want it in?
I think that's a very good idea to just do it in 3 colours, which would mean that it wouldn't matter if I just bought 3 colours to do it in, because using Starcraft DK with all their lovely, wonderful colours, it's not going to cost a fortune. And if I find I can't do it, even with everybody's help, and I throw it in the corner, I won't have wasted a colossal amount of money.
Right, so Brigitte says that rainbow shawl looks stunning. And the doll looks cheeky. I think she means the rainbow scarf, not the shawl that Fran's doing. Safia says, lovely shawl and scarf. Lindy says, the needle recommendations always assume that everyone works to the same tension and wants the same amount of drape in the texture. Brigitte says, so please let's keep going past Sheringham.
Yeah.
And Safia says, which pattern is it? It's the Stephen West brick shawl or the brick sweater, whichever one you would like to do. I saw the sweater, and it is in the Facebook page, Safia. So I saw the sweater yesterday, posted the link to the Ravelry page for it. And if you scroll through the Ravelry page, you'll then see the shawl pattern as well.
Do have a look at some of these books, though. He has book 1, 2, and 3, and I believe a lot of his shawl patterns are in all of those books. So if you think you might want to do a couple of them, it might be worth you buying the book. So just have a look. I think if you go onto his website, it shows you a picture of everything that's in each of the books.
My window cleaner's just arrived.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Well, you see, I'm facing the window, so he's cleaning the window. Richard's now appeared.
Oh dear.
Maybe we should start loudly talking about the underwear again and shock him off his car.
Well, he's a young man, so I don't know what he'd think about that one. And the window's not open, so don't you can hear me. They're meant to be cleaning the gutters and fascias today, if they remember.
Hi, Richard.
Hello.
You all right?
Yes,
We're good here.
I hit the wrong button, which is why I've ended up being on the screen, much to everybody's hilarity.
That was funny, Marion. You have to admit. The fact that someone just shouts, how did that happen?
I told you I wasn't any good at technology.
You're great. You can get on it.
Well, that's a good idea, Safia. Oh, she said she prefers it. Now then, Safia, do you prefer the jumper or do you prefer what's wearing it?
Yes.
And I could use a solid colour and a variegated self-striping. That's a good idea, isn't it?
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe so instead of doing a rainbow effect in the bricks going up, maybe a rainbow self-striping would look quite good.
Yeah.
And if you like his work, go onto Instagram, which is what he uses. And he's always wanting people to post their pictures of your own interpretation. So he absolutely loves that.
I think a dark colour with a rainbow brick pattern would look absolutely amazing.
She's very good, Safi, isn't she?
She's
Coming up with ideas.
Brilliant.
Very.
I said to I can't remember whether it was in the chat or where it was, saying that we ought to all meet up sometime, actually in the flesh. So to
we will do one day. One day.
Yeah, I agree, Safia. It would look stunning. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to go off and buy the yarn, aren't I? Richard behind me's just said, "No, you're not."
Don't worry, Marion. We'll set up a GoFundMe page. We'll
Thank
buy it
you.
for you.
Yeah, we will.
Deborah says, yes, Brigitte, I really hope this lovely group will continue in some form. I know it takes a lot of your time, Angela and Robert. I, for one, really appreciate the effort it takes. Oh, thank you. It does take a lot of time, especially as it evolves more and more. So we're currently in the midst of planning our end of July event. Yes, that's what we're working on in the background. And then to get the videos to YouTube. It has to be downloaded, then uploaded, then anything with copyright cut out of it, which we have to approve as well. So it does take a lot of time, but I wouldn't do it if I didn't like doing it. And I'm absolutely loving doing this. So you're more than welcome. Safia says it would look stunning, and yes, she would love to meet us all one day. Definitely, as soon as we can do it. We've said numerous times we'll hold an event of lockdown work showing, and we will, once we've booked it, we'll let you all know, and then you can we'll do it virtually as well for those that don't want to travel, can't travel, but those of you that want to come and join us, you'll be more than welcome. Brigitte says, Deborah, I second that 100%. Lindy says perhaps Richard will buy it as a special present for you.
Oh, flying pig.
And then Linda says, Richard is still in the background, Marion. Does he want something?
Yeah, to tell me that he's just heard a lady on the radio say that she doesn't need to wear a mask because she rubs around her eyes, around her mouth and nose with raw ginger, and that protects it. And somebody else has come back with that's stupid because raw ginger is an irritant.
Oh.
He couldn't quite believe what he was hearing, so he rushed up here to tell me.
Well, raw ginger is like chili around the eyes.
Right. If we're going to talk about this, then I must tell you about this most stupid customer the other day. She brought a tablet a week before lockdown started, before we closed our stores, and she couldn't wait long enough for it to be set up for her, so she was told to come back in a couple of weeks. Obviously, then we closed. We are now reopened. We have reopened with social distancing in place, which means that we can't do any setups or services. She was insistent that I was to do the setup for her, to which I said, I'm very sorry, I'm not prepared to put my partners or you at risk with the time and the distance that's needed to do the setup. To which she then said, well, how long is it going to be? So I said, I don't know, but we are reviewing our services every day based on current government advice. To which she said, but you do know they're lying. And then I said, I'm sorry. So she said, yes, they're lying to us. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing. So I said, I'm sorry. So she then said, I want you to do the setup for me. So I said, well, have you been tested? To which she said, I don't need to be tested. I haven't got it. I've never had it. So I said, well, how do you know? So she went, I just know. I went, right, okay. How do you know I've not had it or I don't have it? And if I take my visor and mask off, that you're not going to get it? To which she said, it's just a big lie. And I was like, you're just being completely stupid now. And I politely told her to go away.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. So she's been shut in the house for 12 weeks for no reason, apparently.
Oh, bless.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. One
That's
born
just
every minute.
Old.
Rebecca, well, hooray, after 15 minutes of trying, I am here. Welcome, Rebecca. Safia says it's definitely appreciated and it has been godsend during the lockdown. Thank you. Brigitte says ginger should only go into a stir fry. Hate ginger, sorry.
And cake,
Digestion.
and pudding, and cordial,
Ooh.
and biscuits.
Ugh. And why the hell did you put ginger in gin?
Oh, I've got a
gin.
ginger.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Linda says, I agree, Safia, Gogglefrogs is absolutely brilliant. Brigitte says, because of idiots like that, I am staying at home.
Yeah.
Jackie says, Robert, some people are just too damn stupid. Excuse my language. Rebecca says, they walk among us.
And that's the worrying bit, they do.
And sneeze amongst them.
Yeah.
Lindy says, how did you manage to stay polite, Robert? I would have exploded with rage over that. I must admit, I had loads of customers and staff come to me afterwards going, "You handled that so well."
Did they all stop what they were doing and listen to this conversation?
Some of them did. Some of them even tried to come to my defence, but you know, just. And Linda says the mentality of some people is just astounding. Yes.
Yeah.
I think there was one more thing you were going to mention today, Robert.
Was I?
Squares.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the nudge. I'd forgotten. Right, so those of you that joined us for the virtual regional day that we held at the end of May, we talked about the blanket that we are putting together on behalf of the Beds branch of the Knitting and Crochet Guild as a remembrance of this time we've been through. And we showed you pictures of what it was going to look like, how far we've got along. And we are currently up to 50 squares of the 72 rainbow squares that we need. So if you would like, if you would like to contribute, please do. You need to make a 6 by 6 inch square of the proper rainbow colours, please, in either knitting or crochet. It can be a design of your choice. If you are knitting, it needs to be in double knit and it needs to be garter stitch only, so it makes it easier for us to join them together. And if you could drop me a private message to just let me know if you would like to do that and how many squares you're going to do, just so that when we get to the final 22, we can say, thank you very much, we've had all the squares that we need. And the plan is that once we've put it together, we're going to quilt the edges and then we will unveil it, hopefully, at next year's regional day.
Oh.
Did we want the colours knitted in order of the rainbow? Or did we decide against that? I can't remember.
So I'm currently looking at one which is a mirror reflection. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, lilac, red, orange, yellow, green, I think. So yes, in the rainbow form, and it can be however you want it to be.
What's the mnemonic? Richard of York something.
Gave battle in vain.
There we go. Richard of York. I ought to remember that. I'm dreadful.
Orange, yellow, blue, green, indigo, violet.
Richard of York. Gave battle in.
And I'm just going to get this one that I've had.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
So you can do it however you want. You can do it corner to corner. You can do crochet rounds. You can do stripes. You can even do that.
Oh, wow. Who did that one?
I know. Isn't that stunning?
That is absolutely amazing.
Is that Lindy?
No.
No. Is that just so Lindy as the what's it, queen? Because she did the workshop, didn't she?
It's Jane Barton. Yeah, let me just take it out so I can look at that.
Is absolutely gorgeous.
So talented.
Wow. I couldn't even remember what the word was on Trelec, but that is.
Yeah. So I think that's going to go dead center, because we've got rainbow blocks at the bottom to go up, and I think if you put that dead center, it also expresses the blooming out. So Rebecca says, at Brigitte, you should try a fresh lump of peeled ginger in a mug of boiling water and a spoonful of honey next time you have a sore throat. Delicious. Okay. Jackie's gone, wow. Rebecca says, gorgeous entrelac. Deborah says, another rainbow mnemonic. Rinse out your grandfather's boots in vinegar.
I like that.
Brigitte says, I did not do the entrelac, that's for certain. Was going to say Jane or Lindy. Lindy says, beautiful piece of entrelac for that square, clever Jane. Jackie says, well done, Lady Jane. Judy says, wow, love the entrelac. So, yes, folks, so we need another 22 squares. So if you have already done one, thank you so much. If you've already done 10, I would suggest that's enough. Thank you. Because what we're going to do with it as well is when we give it to the guild, we're going to have a legend that talks about who did what square and where it's placed and whereabouts in the country you are. So it'd be really good to have some different names in there as well.
And I have put my name on one. I am going to do one when I get home.
Okay, so we need 21 squares.
Yeah, I have got the pack of oh, actually, I don't know whether I'll be able to use that wall. The anagram is probably too thin, but I'll do it in bouquet.
Right, it's gone 11 o'clock.
Oh wow!
Well,
What a lovely morning.
So what are you two ladies up to for the rest of the day?
osteopath.
Oh, enjoy.
Okay. Hope it's not too painful.
Used to it.
And Angela, what are you doing? Angela, you've managed to put yourself on mute.
Targets MOT tomorrow, so I don't want to check them. So it will go to the proper place. Got to get a handbag for my mum. Got to measure some garden panels and posts and get them ordered. So that'll be hilarious. Get some food and an iPad. So a little bit of shopping today. Because my mum needs an iPad, I think, so we can FaceTime her when I go home. So I think an iPad's going to be the easiest for her.
Okay. Well, if you need a hand later, then you know where I am.
Thank you. What are you doing today?
I've got to be in Milton Keynes for 3 o'clock. Other than that, that's it.
Well, that's for your glasses, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll see them on Saturday.
No, because I'm just going for the frames. The lenses are coming later.
Oh, right. So when's the big reveal?
Not sure. Whenever they're ready, I guess.
Oh, fingers crossed.
And because they're varifocals, they're going to take some time to get used to. So it will be a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So. Right then, ladies. Have a lovely day.
And
bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
It's Friday. It's Friday tomorrow. No Gogglefrogs.
Oh.
So Angela will be back on Saturday. I'm at work, sadly, so I will see you again on Monday when we have no Angela, because Angela is having her hair done.
No, I'm around in the morning. It's fine.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because it was in case I had to drive down there and back to Leeds in a day, but I'll be back down in the bus. So I will be here on Monday as well.
Okie dokie.
Wonderful.
In which case,
See you
I'll see
then.
you all Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.